Start from the beginning.
Okay. JV.
Introduce yourself, Nanini.
Contractor. We are at Chebitet.
Contractor for which?
Contractor from Tokyo Surveillance Limited. We are currently at Chebitet. This is where we have our control room. This is the station where we are able to monitor our entire fence. That is the 30-kilometer stretch. We are able to do that using fiber optic connection. So seated from this location, I'm able to monitor if there are any faults, if a wire is cut or I have damaged electric that, or I can monitor the fence from this location. So what we are doing basically is demonstrating how we can do that. This is a software, we call it JVA monitoring software. We have installed the map of Mau. In this map, where we are fencing,
Maasai Mau.
Maasai Mau Forest block. So we have different, where we are fencing is the red, the one marked in red. This is 30-kilometer stretch. The one in purple, this probably will be the second phase. But for now, our concentration was on the 30-kilometer stretch. And what this software does, you are able to create, we call them zones and sectors. When you say a zone, that is where one energizer location is feeding the fence the power. That is 5 kilometers. So our fence is divided into 6 zones, 5 kilometers each, depending on the powering point. Now the sectors, we can create as much sectors as we want because our software allows us to create between 0 to 50 sectors. For now, what we have done, we have created sectors based on the neighboring communities so that we are able to monitor these areas. If we have any faults, we can just go to a certain community, click on it, and we are able to see the surrounding. For instance, you can go to any of these. Can you go to Kabarak camp? So if I go to Kabarak camp, I'll get this information here. We have the control override, fence alarm, ground alarm, upper voltage. All these are functionalities that are allowed by our software. So from here, even if we have a battery that have an issue, the software will tell us. If you cut a fence immediately, the software will give us indication. Now, apart from this, you can go to the report inside. So from there, the most important items is this is the most important phase now for our fence. Because from here, we get the reports as they come. So from here, you can know if there are errors. These are all the things, the errors or issues that has been occurring since we put on the fence. We have been keeping them recorded. From here, we can transfer them to an external device, either using Gmail or mobile phones. Now, the good thing about this, we are able to circulate the messages. Our system allows us to have a mobile phone. We have 10 of these. A very powerful phone, a rugged one, all-weather phone. It has a thermal camera. Because you can even scan to see who is passing. Ikianguka kwa maji, haiwezi ingia maji. So it's an all-weather phone. There are here 10 of them, which will help us in relaying information to those who will be assigned to. So once we relay the information, the person...
So who will be carrying the phone?
We are ready to come up with a list, but the client will give us a list.
They have not yet been distributed?
No. If we want, they are very expensive phones, so we want, as we distribute them, we'll be sure we've been given the phone and their capability to relay information to the other. So once, but they are all configured, just a matter of distribution.
Our IT manager.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, let's move on.
So like today we have one phone with the data. You can relay the information, you can either SMS or data, whichever means we choose. We are able to relay the information to the people who will be given that mandate.
Okay.
Now, apart from this, we have another monitoring software which is helping us a lot. That is the CCTV. So we have CCTVs on the energizer locations. There are 3 of them: Tanui, Chebitet, and Erect, and the control room. Our cameras have the capability of viewing at an angle of 180. They have night vision, so even if it is nighttime, we are able to view the cameras. So the good thing about our software, we can also create as many users as you want, but give them different security levels. There are those who can access backup. There are those who their work is only monitoring. So our software allows us to do all those things. It's only the administrator who have the powers to do the configs, the backup. So there is no single day person can come to the system, log in, delete the data or tamper with it. We have secured all those by ensuring there are many users as possible.
Like on Sunday, I was here. Can you confirm whether we can go back?
Yes, we can.
Those recordings.
Yeah.
The storage.
Yeah. So our cameras are recording day and night. We have done our recording in something we call these are continuous recording, and there is motion recording. When you set a camera to record in motion, it saves a lot of storage. It will not record when there are no activities. It only record when there are activities on site. So that we are able to save as much storage as possible. So for instance, this can you go to Sunday? It was Sunday or Friday?
Was it?
It was Monday.
Monday.
So these are activities that happened on Monday. We are able to.
What was that activity?
The DG was here doing an inspection. So we want to go to that exact.
Just demonstrate whether.
Yes.
What time was it?
You can just search around from 10 to 10, 12. Or you can go to the ones we have saved.
If you have others, you've sent us.
Can you go to the ones that we have saved? So this is one of the activities that happened. The DCC was here. He was doing an inspection of the work that has been done. So this is outside the Energizer locations, where I'll take you after this. So these are recordings, meaning that there is no single day an activity will happen that will lack the footage. So in case somebody tried to tamper with the cabinet, you are able to know the person, the exact time, and the location. So our system has those two software that are going to help us in the monitoring sector. That being the most important part. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because this is where the covering of the fence is. It's important.
And another thing that is unique about the fence, if the software is not working, for instance, we still have the same data on our Energizer location. We have a monitor there which we can tell us the exact data that we are using from the software. So we have two. There is no single way that we are going to track the need information. Yes.
Okay. DG?
Yes.
Any?
So I think so far, I think you take us to the next level. I think you've demonstrated this control.
Are there questions, clarifications, and so that Lemarkoko?
Yeah, yes, sir. Maybe I would like to ask. That's very good. The capability is very good because you're able to monitor. You're able to detect very quickly. What arrangements have you put for response? Because detecting is one thing, response is the other. I know our rangers and scouts and security officers can rush to a place when there's a problem. Is there another system that can help us quickly respond?
From the contractor side, what we have done to ensure we have a quick response is by introducing the funds. Because these funds will be given to people who are not in Mau exactly. You can have it in Nairobi or in Narok. A person who has the capability to send reinforcement if need be. So immediately something happens, the person in the control room will read the message as quick as possible. The second thing we have done as the contractor, we will be here. So if there are any repairs or anything that can be done, the technical part, we always have somebody based in here so that they can respond as quickly as possible. So within a few minutes, the repairs will have been done and the information will have been sent.
Waziri, what I'm trying to come up with, if you have, for instance, a drone,
Yes.
you know, a drone can quickly be deployed,
Yes.
and then you can get the information, including you and the personality that are involved. So that the moment you get an alert here, then you're able to deploy a drone very quickly,
Yes.
because that is really what can, can ensure deterrence. That's what I'm asking
If,
about.
if I may respond to
Yes,
that,
yes, yes.
my name is Robert Mona. I'm the manager ICT for Kenya Water Tower Agency. The infrastructure they have put in place here will be relayed to our headquarters at Kenya Water Towers at NHIL building. From there, we'll have a point-to-point connection.
Sorry, you said you will, or you do have?
This is on the next phase now. We will.
So, as of now,
As of now, everything is managed from here. Everything is managed from here. We'll have a link. We've already contacted Telcom. They have already done a survey on the site, and they are going to establish a link from here to our headquarters, where we can monitor the video feeds and the alarm systems, and all these other things they have here will be relayed directly to our servers in the Kenya Water Tower Agency.
it's very important and very urgent, because how long are you here? I mean, I'm not imagining that you'll also be here. I don't know what the contract says. And
Then from there, we can relay the information to the rapid response unit if, depending on the magnitude of the issue that has been reported, and that's now when we introduce the other agencies in terms of what you was talking about in terms of drones. They can come and have a look, or they send their enforcement team to come and monitor the situation on the ground using drones.
so as we speak now, the response capability.
The response capability is up to here, and then there are these gadgets.
Which have not yet been distributed.
Which will be distributed.
It's will, and they've been distributed, and distributed to whom? And
There are six will be located here. Will be used by the rangers. Will be monitoring the stretch, within the different energizers. There will be one in Narok, because that's why you have our RC. There will be one in our office. From the director of protection will have one, and the person in charge of rehabilitation will also have one. And then the link now that we are going to establish from here to the headquarters will help us to monitor the situation, because we'll even have the live feeds to know the magnitude of a situation.
when is this going to happen? As we're talking about this phase one.
Yes.
How long is that infrastructure?
How long is that going to be done? Because it's pointless just looking at it. Come and say in the cinema. If you just watch a video, you entertain yourself, but there is no. Then you're not meeting the purpose. So you have the gadgets.
Yes. These ones will be done by next week. For the phones, they'll be done by next week. We'll
Yeah.
be finished
So
with
that one is able to test.
Yes. That one will
The
be done by next week.
interfacing of all these components and the function.
For the phones, that one is, the phones are already here, they're already loaded with data and everything, so they are ready to go. It's just issuing to the relevant personnel who will be issued with the phones.
You have the rapid response and the other KFS and whatever, the joint units. Will they get,
Yes,
which,
six of them have been assigned to be allocated to those personnel.
Well, they are close to
Yeah, they will be on the ground.
To the camps.
Yes,
and comes?
Yeah.
Are you training, because you can have this, but you have a challenge. If you have given, I would have no idea how to operate it.
There will be training on that.
Who have they been identified? The person or persons. Then they are trained. I suppose there's a lot of capacity building. Because otherwise you leave this place and nobody is able to
The other aspect that Commandant talked about
Just introduce yourself.
I'm Muya, Director of Protection, Kenya Water Tower Agency. So on the issue about rapid response, there's an aspect which I'll brief you, because these are the classified operation. There's an engagement we have done with the service, and there was already given us a positive response about our collaboration on monitoring the fence. So that one I'll brief you aside from this.
Yeah, that's a separate and compliant, but we're talking about this basic. Okay. So, isn't it? Now this is powered by solar.
Yes.
Yes, these are solar panels.
Does it fluctuate? I would imagine it's a cold area. Sometimes it rains, cloudy, or you have no issue of.
What we have done, we have batteries that have very high capacity. We have quite a number of them. We have 8 in each location, 8 pieces per location. So even if we have no sunlight or the light is not there, the capacity.
So it's not an issue.
It's not an issue at all.
At all.
Yeah, we have been operating for like 2 weeks now since the fence came up. We don't have an issue with the capacity.
Don't you require backup just in case? With those batteries.
We make, but the batteries they are able to withhold. They can go for 5 days. But you see, the panels depend on the light, not necessarily the sunlight. Just the channel is charging. The batteries will be charged every day, as long as there is light, not necessarily the sunlight. So they are able to hold.
What I'm saying is, so there's no need for backup, just in case there is, for some reason, for whatever reason. There's provision for backup.
For now,
Well, it's a matter
for
that
now.
it's ruled out. No,
because the batteries, the capability of the batteries will be able to withhold. They are the backup. Because what happens when Waziri, when you have the sunlight, we have a gadget there which is able to detect when the sunlight is there. The whole thing will operate directly from the sun. It will not necessarily consume the battery. So when there is no sunlight,
you utilize the.
No, the system tells the battery it's now your turn to power the fence. But when the weather is okay, right now the way it is feeding directly from the sun. So the battery is a backup, which I oversee. It will be able to hold the system. Yes. But if we didn't have we call it a PPT charger control. If we didn't have that system, then we can say we needed that backup. We were just using the battery directly. But for now, the system is able to detect when the weather is favorable. It uses the sun directly. Yes.
Okay. What are the risks? Are there any risks that you see? So there is, although I've not been there, but the gates.
Yes.
Where are the gates?
No, we don't have cameras on the.
No, I'm just, I know, but
The location.
so where are the gates?
The gates are on the main roads. We have one activated. We actually have 5 of them. You're not able to physically see the gates. from here.
Isn't that because the gate is for now? You know, I think you're just focusing on interference with the fence, but you're not focusing on the traffic routes. That's okay. The traffic routes. Because what I understood is it's being manned. There are this whatever. Supposing there's no. Supposing fellas guys go there and on a kata meeting, bow on a petition. So fine. Interfering with the fence is one. Okay. But you also need to monitor the movement, because as you created the gates for traffic, don't you want to know, to be able to have who has around? Okay? Not necessarily individuals or anything, but just in case there is some unusual activity at the gate. I don't know. Maybe engineer.
From here engineer, not sure from what works. From here at Habitat, we are able to see the gate.
That's what I'm trying to
Habitat one, we are able to see.
What?
At least for Habitat, we are able to see. For Tanui and the others, at least the fiber is passing through where we have the gate locations. So it's only a matter of now installing the power supply system and the cameras, and we'll be able to.
That's. I'm just asking. Is that not an important?
It is, sir.
It is,
sir.
It is important to look at who is interfering with the fence. Okay?
Yes.
But it is equally not more important to see, okay, what is happening at the traffic around the gates. That's why that's true.
It is possible.
Actually, if that's we don't know. Sorry, what your gate here, Chevy?
This one here.
Eh?
This one here.
So how are you able to see?
Barrier.
Huh?
Yes,
It's a barrier for the yellow.
Where he's pointing is where the gate is.
But yeah, but what I mean is, just why don't you zoom so that we see whether we can see what those fellas are doing?
The way they fixed it, they have to tilt it a little bit.
So that's what I'm saying. Even for Chemichurch, you can't tell
Who is coming in?
what is happening there. Your monitoring system is focused to the fence. That's fine, right? That's okay, but you need to know what's going on at the gate. And kwa hapo ndio kuna shida. Ama kunawezekana sana. Unajua kila ule mtu ambaye ameamua kwenda kukata waya na anajua hii waya iko na stima, ni mtu mjinga sana. Okay? Kama clever by half. Right? Lakini pale ambapo kuna mwanya, sasa tunaambiwa kuna ile spikes kutakuwa na mtu ambaye anasimamia. Hatujui kama atakuwa huko. Atakuwa anafanya nini na hamuna njia ya kujua what is going on there. Nini inabebwa kutoka hapo? Mtu akienda hapo achukue mbao ama kate miti. Huh? I don't know.
It can be done.
It can be done.
It can be done, yes. Yes.
So important.
So engineer techno so that.
Yes, not
Huh? Okay. For this first one.
This one.
Currently we are at 95%.
What is remaining?
We have the configuration part, and we have 3 kilometers at Erect, which is being poured today.
Where?
We have 3 kilometers.
Okay.
3 kilometers from, we call that place Erect.
Where is that? Where is that on the second?
Connecting.
So Erect is somewhere here, connecting Masaita. The last phase where we up to the 30 kilometers from this point. So we have 3 kilometers here, which is being poured today. We have the small tray, but everything is in place. The structure is there, so it's just a matter of.
When is it going to be complete? Because
Actually, it is today.
to be completed today.
Yeah, today. I have fellas working actually. As we are talking, we have people doing that work today. It's just 3 kilometers. Yeah, which is going to be completed today. Yes, so by the end of today, the entire that stretch will be on power.
Oh, power.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, today.
Okay.
Yes.
The community, is there a risk to watu kwa hii wire where it's a life run? Kuna shida ya watoto ama nini kuja kushika wire?
Yes, there is that problem, but they have been talked to. Kumekuwa na mikutano mingi sana. So kutoka tuiwashe when we did the kuna warning. Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, warning signs.
At
Yes, yes, they are there. At intervals of 100 meters, we have.
Because that requires the community to be sensitized that this is live wire.
Actually, it has happened on several occasions.
Kuna mtu aleta ambaye amepata shida?
Needed to. You see the people here sometimes they want to do the manual testing.
They want to test. Sorry, they want to see to be sure that.
So in those cases, several people, but
It's not legal.
it is not legal. So
So you say the cameras are at what point?
the Nigeria locations, yes, which are 10 kilometers apart from where we are. We have Hornet and we have the Blade.
Now, animals, wildlife, or wild animals, do you capture them? Are there those that sangine zinakuja zikitaka kuchomoka kwenda nje ama kutoka nje kuingia kwa? I'm trying to see whether wanyama they know their migratory routes.
Yes.
Just so that we have any idea whether there are some routes where animals, it's in their own computers. I don't know whether you've experienced this.
Before we poured the fence, we have had many stories of the hyena going to the community wanakula mbuzi zao. There were those complaints. But after we acquired the fence, those cases have reduced.
Have reduced.
Yes. So recently we haven't had it. If I'm imagining they came and there was power, hawajaweza kupita kwa wananchi. Because
And there are some that have been captured by you.
no, for now we haven't. Because you see those activities mostly happen at night. That's when the people tell you mbuzi zao zimekuliwa. But since tuweke fence, hata community may appreciate because hizo cases zimepungua.
Okay.
Yes.
So how is the community taking this issue of fence? How are they receiving?
The communities are still adapting to it. Though some future edges here and there, such as the fiber optic cable. We have a fiber optic cable which is bringing the signal from those other locations. So according to the community, they think that the fiber cable is the cable that is powering the fence.
So they go and
so
approach it.
they are cutting. And now, initially they used to do it intentionally where you are able to see it. But as of the moment, they are doing it in a very unique way. They are digging the fiber from the trench, wanakata, and then wanazika. So that
and the intention is to do what?
According to them, they think that the fiber cable is the power cable that is.
So basically they want to disable the fence.
Exactly.
Okay.
So we have that has been a major issue. But we are working day and night to ensure that we reconnect the link again. But it is an issue that we have been trying to address with the grant. He has been here. So we have, also the security teams, we have been following up on it. We are hoping and that it's going to come to a conclusion. Yes, that's the only issue we have. But now issue of cut a fence, the post, hiyo ilipungua.
Ilipungua ama imeisha?
Imeisha. Imeisha. So because for now I can say mpaka niwashe fence sijakuwa na hizo damages. Yes, it's only the fiber, but their mentality is that is the power cable.
But there is a proposed solution that you told me.
Yes.
I think would be very viable. Maybe you can explain to us.
We were thinking of doing a wireless connection, which we call point to point. So we were to discuss with the engineer, see if it is workable. If it is workable, it will be a permanent solution because it's wireless.
So why didn't you? When do you intend to do that?
We first of all want to do a quick survey of it to be 100% sure that it's going to work. So we have been working on that, but we haven't concluded as of the moment.
When do you conclude?
The engineers are here, so we are hoping we can discuss it and conclude on it today. Yes, because it can be a more permanent solution. Yes.
Okay. Akubwa. Tandika. Okay, so now what is the sustainability plan? Mukitoka?
Yes.
Because mutatoka.
For now.
So what mukitoka, what happens?
At least for 1 year from the date of commissioning, I will be here. We will be here.
No, that will come. So what is the plan? Because kabla hujaondoka,
Yes.
you must then, don't wait until the day you leave. You need to
Yes.
because you leave.
So we were discussing it with the grant and the engineers. We need somebody who will be stationed here who has the know-how of the software, the fence. So we need somebody based here who is not from the contractor side perhaps. We have somebody employed who can do that work.
DG and because you need Molu?
Yeah.
Always good.
Thank you. My name is Molo.
What is the sustainability?
We will be with them for a year, but we have identified, we have a community scouts.
No. The community scout will continue. I'm talking about. Okay. Because now you should have embedded some of the officers. Yeah.
So we are saying we identified them to train community scouts to be able to monitor, and some of the GEO officers here for the time being.
No, we need something more clear on this. Okay?
I think it is a DJ can answer that.
That's what I'm saying, the DG.
I think we are working because the period they'll be here for 1 year. But in the intervening period, I think the infrastructure that we wanted to set up.
DG, don't wait until the 1 year has lapsed.
No.
You start immediately as they are there.
Yes.
Okay? Assign your officers to be trained.
Yes.
Okay? To be embedded. Okay? You can identify some of the community scouts, you can bring others from outside,
Yes,
from
sir.
wherever, from your regions. They are trained and sometimes they are able to work together with this.
Absolutely.
So that,
This is something we are commencing next week.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
let's not wait
Yeah,
until
we
they
can
are,
wait
they are there
Yes.
for this period
Yeah.
to train your guys.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay? They will not be able to train once they have left.
Model and Muna, I think we're back on it next week. That's that infrastructure.
Yes.
You say.
Hmm?
Yeah.
So what have we said here so we can conclude? We talked about the issue of the response,
Yes.
the response mechanism. 2, we have talked about the gates, isn't it?
Yeah.
They are completely actually done and monitored.
Yes.
I don't know whether they are manned at all. I don't know who mans them or any. That's actually what I raised that issue. Okay. So then the issue of sustainability. So your officers, the signet, and that also just applies also not just to water towers. Even the entire team of the Joint Enforcement Unit need to designate officers to be trained on all this. Okay. I don't know what was the 4th issue or that issue. Could I remember?
Of course, the issue of the alternative for the object.
Yeah, there's the issue. Yeah, alternative to wireless.
Remote.
Okay. Very good. Now, for phase 2, phase 2 runs from where to where?
The purple card from this point, Kombeni to Ngareta.
That is 30. 30
That,
million.
that's
And the total is 89 up to
Up there.
Mm.
yeah.
So you can call that phase 3 or phase what or final phase?
if you break it in terms of 30-30,
That so
then we are looking at another 3 phases because it's 89. That means it will be
That's 90.
30-30.
so why don't you then why don't you break that into phases?
Yes.
So that the purple line up to Ngareta, that's phase 2.
It's 2 years.
Then you can have phase 3,
And then phase 4.
phase 4.
Yeah.
Then
But if you were to get full amount, then it can be done.
or
Yeah.
or we just do now.
Actually, the reason of coupling was we initially thought we can cover 60. Then when we realized
So what? No, you know. So what is the distance, the length of this the yellow?
The distance from the
Garrett from the end of the purple.
second phase is 90. Up to the end of it is 89 kilometers. in
so
total.
like 59. The yellow part is 59.
Yeah.
So why don't we call that the final phase 3
Yes.
final phase?
Right.
Instead of breaking it into small
Into
small.
30 years.
Okay. So this now becomes
Second phase.
second phase
To Gareta.
up to Ngareta.
And then from there to Lukuto.
Sorry. How? Sorry, let me just ask you this. How does up to here it becomes what?
Up to nice
20.
No, between the start of the hapo mpaka nice where camp.
That looks like
40.
40.
40.
Yes.
That becomes 40.
It looks, the other one is still
Is there any boundary dispute there? Ngareta camp.
The bottom line, this is a controversial area. especially
Okay.
this line,
Uh-huh.
this straight line.
Oh, that is where they were saying the boundary has gone.
Has come out of the
Okay.
branch.
So there is a boundary issue there.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
That would just been deconnected.
Around
right?
6 kilometers.
Around?
It's a stretch of 6 kilometers.
6 kilometers.
Are you able to copy it from the map? So that we know hapa kuna boundary dispute. Well, okay. It will be from where to where? 6 kilometers. So we can identify from the map the area that has a what?
Yes.
Is there another area, an area that has this has no?
This one. Phase 1, 2, from here, so there is no.
So from the purple line, there is no dispute.
No, popular, no dispute.
Actually, the purple line, that covers the phase 1 of our reclamation. That is the area, this is the area that we removed people before we went to
Phase 2.
This is the phase 1, and it was very peaceful.
Yeah.
There is no dispute. That is where ENSDA has already started restoration. Yes. The only place we have is here, where there is an issue about
How many kilometers?
6.6.
6.6.
Okay, so if we can map that or mark that, so that we are aware, hapa kuna boundary dispute.
Yeah.
Okay, there is another boundary dispute somewhere. Where is
It's
it?
up there, Olokurtu.
Olo?
Up there,
Up there.
the edge.
Where is this called what? Kilapa. Where is Kilapa?
It's up there.
Where?
Kilapa should be around here.
So if we can mark the areas where there are disputes, okay, so that we know, first of all, how to fast track those, the resolution of those boundary disputes. Because the titles actually were ready for Kilapa to be issued. Okay. So if you, so there's 6 kilometers from here, from where now to where? Yep, upper.
Around the river.
Mpaka wapi?
I think in Tony, actually it's around here.
In terms of encroachment, what ukuingia and that, where is the area, where is the greatest threat?
No, the new threat that we are having, that is informed by whatever happened in Arusha. Actually, it's around this place. Here there's a lot of cultivation by the.
Because of the Arusha.
Yes, because actually it is spearheaded by the Oge community, who are saying that the ruling in Arusha gave them a right to access at the forest. But what they are doing is that they have brought other people whom they are leasing land. So here, as we do all this, there's a new threat that is people have started coming in.
So that is really the other.
That is
hotspot.
Actually, it's coming up as an hotspot.
Actually, sir, as we were coming, we were able to see activity. Here.
So, but once we do, you do this, back up. You basically will have also have combined phase 1 and phase 2. Huh? Okay. Okay. So what have we agreed? So we have this as phase 2, the purple line as phase 2, and then the yellow line up to the end as phase 3. But we shade there the areas under dispute. Is that?
So, Ziri, you're advising we better go in 2 phases only to finish this.
In 2 other phases.
Other phases.
Yes.
Rather than prolong.
Phase. Okay. Where are the nurseries? You know, there were so many nurseries, tree nurseries, 1 million trees. What is it copy? Is it more? Kama walienda nazo?
It's up there.
Where are they?
Where we launched the restoration, it's around this place.
Can we also have a map, a separate map that shows
We also have another one here.
the land use, whatever, well, in terms of restoration? But that's not for the, it is not for them, but for,
Yeah, it's for us.
so that looking at this around, you know, phase one was your open area.
Kutembelea sisi, kusalamia sisi, tunakaribisha kila tu. Hapa ni nyumbani, nimeshirikiana na serikali kwa hii fence. Ile kitu nilikuwa nataka kuomba wewe tu ni kitu moja ama mbili. Wakati tulitolewa tunaishi pande hii, wakati tulitolewa watoto wetu walitolewa kwa shule, mpaka saa hii kuna shule hapa karibu. Sasa tunataka kuomba wewe utuwekee shule sisi hapa karibu, alafu tunafurahi.
Kuna shule hapa.
Kuna mahali walipewa shamba na county government. Sasa ndio walikuwa wanataka kuanza ujenzi.
Ambayo site wamesha
Sasa tunataka kusaidie sisi ndio hii watoto wetu wafaidike na hiyo shule. Kwa sababu elimu sasa hapa hii area yetu imeenda chini tangu tutolewe kwa hiyo shule. Sasa ukisaidia sisi hapo tutafurahi sana. Na uangalie hii water points ile iko hapa, utengee sisi ndio tupate maji hapo. Sina maneno mingi, na uturuhusu sisi tuingie angaa tukate nyasi kidogo.
Hizo mmekuwa mnakubaliwa kukata nyasi
kidogo.
Sorry, kidogo ndio nini? Kama dawa. Sorry. Na tuseme ukweli, usifiche. Hakuna mtu ataufuata. Kwa nini ulisema? Sema ukweli, nielewe. Unajua vizuri, tuseme ukweli. Nimeelewa hiyo ya kusema kwamba kuna pahali county government imetenga hapa, sijui ni wapi ya kujenga shule. Wao nyinyi ndio mlitoa
kanunua mahali walikuwa wanataka kuanza kujenga.
Then la pili ni water points.
Water points.
Hizo zimekuwa
na zingine iko pande hii. Tulikuwa nataka tujengewe tuwe tunapata maji hapo kwa
la tatu ni ile unasema kukubaliwa kuingia na kukata nini? So kuna shida hapo ama sawa?
Ya nne.
Tusikizane kwanza hiyo ya nyasi.
Nyasi. Nasikia kama wako na shida, wanauliza kama wataingia la punda. Ya kubeba.
Kuingia tu na kutoka punda na punda tunapeleka nyumbani.
Na punda. Wapi jamaa wa nani? What senior wewe unasema Mau Water Tower? Umesikia? Na wapi KFS na ule msimamizi wa no, mpangilio ya wao kuingia kukata nyasi na kupeleka wapi? Kuja kusema mpangilio ilikuwa ni watu kuingia sio kuja kulisha punda. Sasa unaweza enda ulete sijui punda ngapi kwa hiyo. Unaweza punda pia moja hapo zitabaliza mpaka miti.
Baada tutakuwa na
lakini si unakata kwanza, usiende na punda.
Unakata kwanza alafu
punda tutakuja kufunga hapa. Ndio tuende tukate nyasi na tutae ndio ukuje uende.
Na kuna kipimo ama unataka kumaliza yote mara? Sasa mnaweza keti nyinyi wenyewe kama village. Si mko na wazee wa kijiji. Committee. Mujipange nyinyi wenyewe. Because mkisema mnataka kumaliza mara moja, alafu kesho
hatuwezi maliza mara moja.
Sijui kama kuna na hakuna mtu ambaye anaitisha nyinyi pesa.
Hakuna.
Sasa ni ile tu unaenda unabeba na nini? Unabeba na
magunia.
Uongo. Kidogo. Kama kuna rules, hizo unajua wao wajipange. Manake so Nyasi because nyasi kama imeisha. Mingi.
Lakini imeenda mbali.
So kama mnaweza, unajua hii ni kusikizana. Alright? Sio kwamba kuweka punda 20 ndani.
Hapana.
Okay? Sasa mnaanza kufanya na punda zile miche ndogo ndogo zinatoka, wataanza kumeza hiyo kwanza. Sasa itakuwa ni kazi bure. Mungu anajaribu so mnaweza keti kama wazee wa Kizungu, mjipange wao wenyewe. Chief wenu wako hapa. ACC hapa. Tupange tuseme njia gani ndio iwe na kesho, mkate mkijua kuna kesho. Si hata chakula pia si una regulate. Kile unakula ndio angalau. Sasa so kwangu mimi sioni, unless kama kuna sioni shida gani, sio kwenda kulisha punda. Ni kukata na kuendelea. Ni kukata na mnaweza weka punda moja na kuweka kuna hii kitu inabeba inaitwa nini? Ama wheelbarrow. Unless kama amejapata wheelbarrow. Sasa mimi sitaingia. Maana nataka niingie kwa kazi ya wenyewe ambao napeana hiyo.
Ya mwisho wanasisi. Kuna mambo mengi.
Unasikia vile amesema? Waziri mkuu.
Waziri wa mazingira. Naomba radhi.
No.
Sawa.
Nikitaka niombe mambo matatu.
Na jina hujasema jitambulishe.
Naitwa Kidenti, Principal Rotich. Niko naishi huko. Nataka niombe mambo matatu peke yake. Kitu cha kwanza tunakuomba muongee na Uhuru Kenyatta, mzungumze na yeye mtunde barabara. Mweke lami safi.
Inaenda this one come
inaenda mpaka Lunga. Lakini ile lami
inaenda kutoka
kama ungepitia barabara ungeshangaa. Ile uko na uwezo wa kutangaza. Hapa barabara haiko sawa.
Sasa hiyo si ni governor anaweza fanya kazi.
Nimesongea na Uhuru Kenyatta. Kuna pesa. Tusaidie.
Unajua okay. Lakini tunazungumza pia na magavana. Unajua kuna barabara ya county. Unaona? Lakini ni sawa. Hiyo tutazungumza. Kuna wale ambao na wale wanakuja hapo kwenu kutafuta kura. Si kuna wale wanakuja anga kutafuta kura. Magavana. Uambie
Sawa.
Lakini sawa, nimesikia hiyo.
Kitu cha pili, waziri, tunakuomba wakati vijana wanatafuta kazi ya KFS, Rangers, KWS, mweze mtutafutie sehemu hapa. Wasiende huko chini Olulunga.
For
recruitment. At least hao watu wapate advantage ya kazi. Au mnasemaje? Tuweke upande huu.
DCC what normally
tuweze tukaribia hata sisi tuweze kubenefit na upande huu wetu wa mazingira. Kitu cha tatu, nakumbuka waziri tangu watu watolewe wana waziri hawachapata hata shilingi hata moja. Muongee na Uhuru Kenyatta aweze kutenga pesa, aweze kubenefit wapewe fidia. Wengi wanaumia bwana waziri, tuangalie watu. Wanapitia changamoto sana. Huku tusaidia. Nitakushukuru sana kama waziri wa mazingira. Unajua nimekuona unasikiliza, unaongea na wananchi.
Naongea na wananchi.
Unatafuta kura wewe? Nimemaliza shule tu chuzi. Lakini ukipata nafasi ya university hapa na Maasai Mau. Ukipata nafasi unichukue saa ya.
Umeapply. Unafanya course gani?
Ni education. Mimi ni mwalimu.
Ni mwalimu.
Lakini si unaona walimu wako na changamoto.
Ndio.
Pata nafasi pale chuo tukumbuke. Asubuhi watu walikuwa wanasema
kuna kazi yoyote ambayo umeapply?
Apply kazi yoyote.
Bado hujaona haja.
Bado niko mashinani tu. Tuna hustle.
Present your case.
Unajua pia Mungu husema Mungu husaidia kibibilia. Mungu husaidia wala anajisaidia. Kwa manake pia kuna matangazo ya kazi. Nafikiria hata kuna vile zake KFS zimeshafungwa. inafungwa 27 ndio.